guys. Boom, boom, boom. Get things set up real quick. Slovakia. Shout out to my Slovakians. Yup. Awesome. Minnesota, Illinois, Austria. Let's go. Okay, how we feeling today, guys? Man, so today, right? If you don't know who I am, my name is Tipa. I met many of you during our Dubai trip, right? Many of you, you guys know me because of our Minnesota, Wisconsin, Colorado teams. But for those of you that don't know me, real quick, I entered this industry when I was 18. I'm 22 right now, right? So it's been about 4 years. And the thing I really want to touch on today, guys, not really focus too much on myself. Okay. For many of you guys know that we just came back from Dubai. Okay. And when I tell you that it was the most phenomenal experience that I have ever had in terms of vacation or just the environment or just the experiences, that's not what I want to focus on today, okay, with my segment. And today we're going to be talking about a lot of things. We have a lot of special guest speakers on this call, okay? So there's going to be a lot of knowledge being shared with every single person from this on this call right now. So thank you guys for tuning in. What I really want to touch on, though, what I want to focus on is what it took for me personally to get to that point of being in Dubai with these amazing people, right? Doing these amazing experiences and excursions, and learning from some of the people that really taught me the things that I'm going to need right now to take me to the next level. Okay, so taking you guys back a little bit, right? What I really needed to learn in this industry, or just in general, guys, in terms of my growth, okay, was a lot of patience. And the reason I say that is because I entered this industry when I was 18 years old. Okay, I joined because I wanted to learn how to trade. Okay, drop some ones if you guys want to learn how to trade, or you learned how to trade and you're trying to improve your trading skills. Okay, drop some ones in the chat if you guys feel me on that. Okay, that's why the majority of people join this industry, right? And for me, it was the same thing. The problem is that I was very young at the time, and mentally, maturity wise, I wasn't ready for the journey that was about to unfold in terms of how long it was going to take me to learn the skill of trading. Okay. Granted, back when I got started, I had I didn't have things like prop firms, okay, proprietary trading firms, funded accounts. I didn't have access to those kinds of things. They didn't exist, right? As far as I knew. On top of that, every single dollar that I had to put towards investing, right? I had to put in my trading account, right? And me being ignorant as the way I was and looking to get rich quick, right? As a lot of people do, I lost a lot of money at the beginning, but that's okay, right? It's called market tuition. It's been a very, very normal thing. What's great about what we have going on now, guys, is that we don't have to give so much money to the market before we're able to learn our lesson and to be able to potentially turn a profit, right, in this industry, in this skill of trading. Now, many of you started this skill, right? Started learning this skill for many different reasons. For me, it was always about lifestyle. It was always about freedom. Okay. If you guys can relate to that, drop some more ones in the chat. Okay. It was more about, okay, well, I can click a few buttons and I can make as much money as I want, right? The longer I go about it, the more I can make because of compound interest. Now I can do this anywhere, anytime. It's a recession-proof skill set. Okay, so baseline, no matter what I wanted to do long term, I figured that I should at least know this skill, right? And have it under my belt, right? To use as a tool to maybe fund other businesses, okay? To allow me freedom to go do other things and be versatile, right? As a business owner or as just a human being in general, okay? So that's why I firmly believe, and you guys understand as well, that every single person should at least understand this skill, right? And ideally learn it and be able to utilize it, okay? So, well, I also want to welcome all the new people in the organization, guys. This last month, there have been so many people coming in, right? So eager to learn, so eager to grow their skill sets. And it's super, super exciting. Okay. I've been in this industry for 4 years now, like I said, and I've seen hundreds, if not thousands of people come in and out, learn the skill, right? Whether they come in and actually learn it and they exit, right, which is great, or they come in, they don't do anything and they just leave, right? At the very least, you should come in and take advantage of all the resources that are available, right? Especially with as supportive of a community that we have, okay? And you should ask questions, right? If you don't know what's going on, right? The smartest people, they learn the fastest by asking the most amount of questions. And so whenever I get someone started in this business, on this team, I always give them the same opportunity, right? And as a leader, you should all do the same. You want to give everyone the opportunity to ask the most amount of questions they can, because someone that's asking the most amount of questions, because we have all the resources that we need, if you don't have them, someone else will, right? Closed mouths don't get fed. So if you guys are out there asking questions, encouraging other people to ask questions, then we can all grow a lot faster as a collective, okay? Because it's not about Slovakia or Minnesota or South America, right? It's about all of us as human beings growing, learning this skill, right? Developing our mindset, right? Developing our business acumen and being able to have the most positive impact on the world that we can, okay? Impacting the most amount of people that we can. Okay, so that is my purpose for being on this call. Now, it's been 4 years, guys. Okay, and I would be lying if I told you that I was able to do what I'm doing right now, as in speaking in front of all you guys, right? Doing a training, teaching other people from the beginning. Okay, and you're not required to do that at all. Okay, for me, guys, I took the next level commitment to myself and my desire to help others to learn how I can get better at teaching others this skill, right? Giving myself that responsibility, nobody else will, right? In this business, you're not required to do anything. That's the beautiful part, right? But that can also be a big consequence to others because they might not have the accountability that they need. Okay, so the best accountability that you guys can have is to yourself. Now, I want to touch on a few things. Okay, if you struggle with this, the accountability with yourself, I'll give you some tips. Okay, and this is what I give to a lot of the people that I talk to that struggle with this. Okay, it's all about habits, it's all about systems. All right, now, baseline, right? If you go through your day without having an agenda, without knowing what you need to be doing, right? Without knowing how you can best improve your business, improve your skills, right? Improve your life, then I would recommend starting with something that I call a power five. Okay. Now, a power five, what is it? It is 5 non-negotiable things that you have to do every single day. Otherwise, you lose the day. Okay. You can start with a power 3 if you want to start off a little bit lower, right? But a power 5 is what you want to get to. Now, this doesn't have to be very, very complicated things, right? That doesn't mean you have to enroll a person every single day. No, what I mean is you want to make it as simple as possible. One of my power 5s, for example, will be to check my calendar on a daily basis. Okay. With that, that's adding another system that's going to help hold me accountable to do the things, get to the meetings, right? Do my workouts that I need to be doing on a daily basis. Another thing might be the day before, right? So on the day of, I might create a to-do list or refine my calendar, my schedule for the next day, every single day. Now, how's that going to separate me from someone else? Okay, it's always you versus you, but now how can you optimize your own actions, your own systems? If you're going into the next day already knowing exactly what you need to do, right? Bullet points. Okay. And you have all of the bullet points, the tasks that you need to accomplish within your calendar in certain time slots. Don't you think that you'll accomplish more tasks and be a lot more effective? Don't you think that you'll create more time for yourself in your schedule where you can do more things like be relatable to other people, right? Have a meeting with other people, just go get some lunch with someone and share the information, right? Spend more time with your team to help develop their skills, right? One-on-one time. Spend more time with your family. Okay. All of these things, these systems that I'm mentioning, they're just going to optimize your time and allow more for what you want to prioritize outside of it. Okay. Now, with patience, right? The skill, it takes patience. And this is one of the biggest things that I had to learn. Now, patience it insinuates time. Okay. What's more important than time? Can someone tell me in the chat, right? Although this skill, right, whether it's the business building, network marketing, or trading, right, it'll take time. What's more important than time? Someone tell me in the chat. Let's see if you guys can get it. You guys can yell it out here too. No. What's more important than time? Hey, look, I don't energy. Okay, that's a good one. Okay. Now, I'll tell you, what's more important than time is repetitions. Okay. Preparation or mindset, that's very important. And I'm going to touch on that. Okay. Mindset and preparation is probably the most important thing. But in order to excel, right, to push you forward, you need to be pushed forward through repetitions. Now, why are repetitions so important is because the reason why most people aren't successful at a certain venture, right, or at a certain business is because they don't have the proper skills. They lack the proper skills in order to have success in that industry, in that venture. Okay. Now your level of skills will also correlate to how successful you will be, right? Discipline's a great one. Okay. Now I'll get into the mindset, because what's more important than repetitions is the repetitions will take time. Okay. And this business for a lot of us is not full time, which is totally fine. Okay. Remember, input will determine output. It's just cause and effect. So be patient and understand the amount of input that you're able to put in, and don't raise your expectations too much in terms of the outcome that should come. Okay. Remember, people go to school, right? College education, university for 4 years, right? They invest tens of thousands of dollars. They're not guaranteed a job coming out of college, for one. For two, you have a cap on how much income you can make. In the US, right? It's on average about $40,000 to like $60,000 per year in US dollars that you're making coming out of college. Okay, now this is a skill that will only take you, once you learn it, 5 to 10 hours a week maximum, right? If you're not taking type of trades, if you're doing it manually, 5 to 10 hours a week, you can do it anywhere, anytime. It's recession proof, and you can make as much money as you want. There's no ceiling to how much money you can make. So if you're not willing to give it a few years at least, because we all come from different experiences, our thought processes are a little bit different. So in order to get these to correlate in the way that you're going to be most successful with trading or business building, it'll take time, it'll take repetitions. Now, where the mindset comes in, right, is that if you don't have the proper mindset going into this, right, if you don't have the proper mindset to get you through the failures that are going to happen anyway, okay? If you're going to have success, you need to fail. That's a part of it, okay? So be happy when you're failing. That's going to be a big mindset shift for a lot of people, right? You're only going to make it to the point where you're successful with the amount of repetitions and time if you have the proper mindset going into it, okay? So if you don't feel like you have that proper mindset, if you feel like you're getting frustrated with your progress, if you feel like you're getting frustrated with your timeline, what should you do? You should dive into personal development. Okay. Personal development is one of the biggest things, because guys, look, when you learn certain things, right? When you expand your perspective is one of the most powerful things. Okay. Your perspective, or someone's perspective, will allow them to believe something so heavily. And if you're not able to expand your perspective, you won't be able to hear other people's perspective. And guys, that is very, very dangerous. Okay. So if you are able to expand your perspective through personal development, right? It's like feeding your brain and having it expand. Now, when your brain is expanding, okay, it's not going to go back to its original size. Now, I'm not saying get a big head, okay? Don't get a big ego, okay? I'm saying that your brain and the knowledge that's in it is going to expand, and it's never going to be able to get back to the size that it was, because now you see the world differently. Now you have more information, you have more ideas, right? And you have more belief in yourself and your capabilities. Okay, so where I'm at right now, guys, remember, I'm only 22, okay? And I've been in this business for 4 years. I took this business very seriously in the last 2 years, around there, okay? So if I can be up here and explaining this information, you can too, right? And I firmly believe that there's nothing special with me, guys. Okay, so if you can see it, if you can believe it, right? Now you just need to put in the work and the effort to achieve it, right? So now, okay. So, and I was talking about perspective, and we're gonna get into the next topic here. I want to relate it a little bit into the trading, trading markets and trading universe. Okay, so with perspective, you can see certain things, the world in a certain way. You can see your situation in a certain way. But now, if you just expand and zoom out, right? Just like if you go from the 15-minute time frame on the charts to the daily time frame, right? You can see that there is nothing to freak out about. The market is just doing what it usually does and behaving in a usual way. If you get too caught up on that 15-minute time frame or that 1 minute time frame, okay, you can get lost in the overall picture of what the market is actually trying to accomplish. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. We have a lot of information and speakers to talk about. One of the biggest things and the reasons why I was able to excel at the rate that I was able to excel at was because every time that I came to these meetings, every time I came to an event, right, no matter if I knew the information or not, I wrote it down and I took notes. Okay, even if you know the information, right, if you don't know the information well enough to teach it, then you don't know it well enough at all. Because why would you be even on this call if you aren't willing to share that information to your peers, to your partners, to your children, right? If you can't share this information to them, if you can't help them with the skills and the information that you're learning on this call, what is the point of being on this call? Okay, so for those of you that don't have notebooks out, if you don't have pens out, right? If you like typing on your computer, okay, what is the point of you being on this call? Okay, so now take a few minutes, right? Or take a few moments to go grab your notebook, go grab your pen, right? Go get your supplies, whatever you need to take the notes, because this next speaker that we have going on, I had the pleasure of meeting him in Dubai. And as you guys know, okay, I don't know if you guys saw in the chats, but we all know and we all take his tap to trades, right? He's been phenomenal. He's been phenomenal since I started on this platform. And speaking with him in person, he really, really is not only articulate and knowledgeable about what he's doing, but he's so passionate about being able to help others. Okay. And he has no incentive or financial kind of compensation for being on this call, guys. That's what you need to understand. He doesn't need to be on this call, but he is. And that says a lot about his character, right? And I have a lot of respect and admiration for him, guys. It was amazing meeting him in Dubai. And I just talked to him. I was like, hey, like, would you be willing to do a training with us? We do this every Saturday. He was like, yeah, no hesitation. All right. So please give a warm welcome, right? Drop some ones, drop some sevens, drop some exclamation points, right? For my brother and my boy, Joel Arias. All right, let's go. Thank you guys.
Hey, Sepa, how's it going? How's it going, everybody?
What's
Nice.
up?
Well, thank you so much, Sepa, for inviting me. It's always a pleasure to join this calls and to talk about, what we get excited the most, trading. And it's a pleasure to see the Royals here as well. I see Jenka translating or Mary translating, and it's always been amazing to have everybody on this calls. And so thank you guys for your time. I'm going to do a little bit of a presentation on how to trade with me. And a lot of you know that I send a lot of trades. A lot of you know that I have a different techniques, and it's good to share them so that you guys know what I'm playing with, what I'm analyzing and what I'm able to share. And so give me just 1 second. I'm gonna share my screen. I'm sorry for the lighting. I have like two rates, pointing in my head. I'm not at home. I'm in Michigan visiting my in-laws. We did a little bit of pit stop after Dubai. And let me see. I'm gonna share my screen over here. Hey, let me know if you guys hold on. Let me know if you guys can see this. Type a one in the chat if you can see it. I want to make sure that my screen is being shared. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much, guys. All right, guys. Well, let me skip this and we'll go right into it. So this presentation I do actually on a weekly basis to a lot of teams, and I've been eager to also have it with this team. But this is a presentation on how to learn how to trade with me. Okay, there's a couple things you need to know, and those are listed on over here on the screen. And the first one is I send up to 5 trades per session. If you don't know what a session is when the market is open at a certain time on a certain continent, okay? So for example, we have the New York session, the London session, the Sydney, and the Tokyo, okay? The New York session means that the banks are open from 8 to 5, right? The London session means that the banks at Europe, at that side, right, in London, are open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. All right. The session in Tokyo means that in Tokyo, right, Asia, the banks are open from 8 to 5. Okay. And so that's what a session means. Banks being open in a certain time in different side of the world. Okay. So I can send up to 5 trades per session. Why do I do this? Because a lot of you get a lot of trades throughout the day from me. Okay. And the reason that I do this, it's because I understand that not everybody is either going to be awake for New York session or that are going to have the time to take trades during New York. Because who here works, right? There's a couple people here that work. I don't want to ask who, but a lot of you work or a lot of you have kids. A lot of you take, your children to school and you may miss trades. I've been in this industry for 7, 8 years, and I've been in other companies educating as well. And a pattern I see in other companies is that they all just choose to send trades in one time, and they forget about other times. They forget about London. They don't like to trade London. They don't like to trade Asian, and trading those markets aren't a problem. The problem is that people from those markets don't get trades, and you came here to trade. You came here to be the better version of yourself. You came here to be able to bless other people's lives, right? And sharing this opportunity with others, right? But you cannot, get blessed and bless others if you don't receive what you pay for, right? And so me looking at that problem, the solution was to, accommodate my schedule so I can send up to 5 trades per session. So if you get a lot of trades from me, that's the reason why. Okay. Now, the next thing is you need to follow one of my trading plans if you are thinking on copying my trades. I have a very particular way to analyze the market and to send trades. Some like it, some dislike it, and that's completely okay. But if you're choosing to take my trades, you need to choose to follow my trading plans, which you're going to learn about today. Okay. And then number 3, be very disciplined with your risk. We're gonna risk a lot pips, and that's where I come with be very disciplined with your risk. Okay, because you can lose a lot if you're not disciplined, if you're risking way more than you should. Okay. So next thing that I wanted to mention is just a little bit of review what I talk about. Number 1, pick a trading plan that you like. Number 2, don't take all my trades. Okay. The reason I send a lot of trades is so that you can, accommodate to that, not vice versa. What do I mean by this? Well, if I send a trade, but you're busy, you are at your job, you're with a client, you are cooking dinner, you are XYZ, you don't need to take that trade. Because guess what? I'm going to send another one. And I'm pretty sure it's going to match a time that you're free. I know I'm speaking too fast and making it hard for the translators, but I got like 30, 40 minutes. So anyways, again, don't take all my trades. Just take the ones that you can. Because again, I can guarantee that you're going to be free whenever I send a trade. You're going to be at your lunch break. You're going to be home. You're going to not be doing anything, right? And you're going to have the time and attention to take a trade, right? Now, the third part, leave emotions behind. I don't really care about emotions. Trading is a no emotional thing for me. I go straight forward to the market. I look what I look, and I make my decisions. And my invitation for everybody is to do the same. Leave the emotions behind, because with trading we don't need that. Okay, and be very disciplined with your lot size. And so with this training, guys, I put a little bit of mindset as well before talking about the trading plans. And what I like to talk about is evaluate yourself. So what are you doing every day, right, to get the results you want? And part of this evaluation is when you wake up in the morning, how are you treating yourself? Are you telling yourself, words of like, ugh, this is just Monday. Oh, I hate Mondays. How many of you have even thought about that before? I'm gonna raise my hand because I used to be like that a couple of years ago, maybe like 5 years ago. Like, ugh, it's Monday. I gotta go to work, or I gotta do this, right? Or I'm the worst, or I don't deserve this. I can't make it. You know, how are you treating yourself? Are you telling yourself those horrible things, or are you telling yourself good things? Like, I deserve this. I'm the best. I'm successful. I'm powerful. Life is good. Life is good. Are you telling yourself those things? Those things matter. The way that you evaluate yourself and then you think and then you speak matter. Whether you're doing trading, network marketing, whether you're doing whatever, being a parent, the way that you think and speak, it's going to tell a lot. Okay, so a little bit of an invitation here, evaluate yourself. Make sure that you are bringing the positive sides of things in the markets in this situation, or the positive side of things when you're talking to people about this opportunity. Okay, now a part of that is manifestation. In trading or in this industry, manifestation is I think, the key to success. If you're not manifesting good things, if you're not manifesting success, if you're not manifesting the car you want, the trip you want, the life you want, then you're not gonna get it. Okay. Manifestation, it's creating something in your brain that it's not there yet, but that you can see it and that you can see yourself next to it. Okay. Because it's not gonna come to life if you don't put yourself next to the thing you want. Okay. For example, a simple example, a car you want. I don't know what it is. Okay. But mine used to be a Tesla, right? And I put myself in my brain with the Tesla. I didn't just put the picture of the car in my head because that's useless. I put the picture of the car with me in my brain. And then what did I do? I also rented Teslas a lot of the time that I went out. That's the only car I rented because I put myself with my dream. I was manifesting it until it happened. And same with trips, same with houses, same with, a good family. Whatever you want to do, manifest it because it will come true. Okay. That's a key of success in this business. And a key question to obtain that is, what are you willing to let go to change your life? You don't have to respond that in the chat. Okay. But what are you willing to let go? Are you willing to let go laziness, the horrible thoughts that come in your brain? What is that thing that's keeping you from changing your life? Bob Proctor, guys, he said the only limits in our life are those that we impose to ourselves. I'm going to read it again. The only limits in our life are those that we impose on ourselves. So what does that mean? There's no limits. If you want to manifest whatever, manifest it. There's no limits. Don't just think that that's never going to happen to me, because right there you're building your own limit. There are no limits. And that's what I come to teach everybody, that there's no limits with trading. There's no limits. If you want to make $1 million, you can make 1 million. If you want to make 1,000, you will make 1,000. But there's no limits. The only limits are if you put them, before you. And that's the mindset part, guys. Right now we'll jump on the trading side. Of course, there's a risk disclaimer, as you guys can see it on the sessions as well. But what I'm going to talk about today are my trading plans. And these trading plans, I designed them for the purpose of trading with me. Okay. Now, again, if you don't like the way I trade, that's respectful. I understand. There's a lot of good traders in Akashx. Okay, guys. I'm just gonna show you what has worked for me and what has worked for some people as well. Okay. So I have three different trading plans. And the reason that I have three, it's because you can choose between those three, whatever fits you the most. Why? Because there are people here that like to risk a lot. Because if the more you risk, the more you make, right? That's a logical thing. Now, there's a lot of people here that like to be more conservative. They don't like to risk a lot, but they still like to make some money, right? And there's some people here that like quick things. And so, again, the trading plans that I'm going to present to you are just there for you to pick. And something I should mention is that you should only pick one. The idea is for you to only do one, not all of them. Okay, because again, you should focus on one thing. Now, guys, the first trading plan is called the Flash plan because this plan is fast, just like Flash, the superhero. Now, it's divided in two sections. One is if your account is funded, and the other one is if your account is in a challenge phase. And I want to ask everybody here in the chat, who here has a funded versus challenge? Go ahead and type in the chat if you're still passing it or if you're funded. Okay, just for me to know which side I should focus on this call. Okay, so I see funded, challenge, funded, funded. Okay, so I see a lot more challenge phases than funded. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the challenge phase right now. The good thing about this is that you can replicate it to your funded one. Okay, so don't worry, you can still do the same, but I'm going to focus on those of you that haven't passed a challenge. And I know next time we do a Zoom call, I don't know, a month from now, everybody's going to be funded. I just know because it's already done. I'm already manifesting it. The next time we meet on a Zoom, everybody here will have a funded account, not a challenge. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce the Flash plan starting with this graph over here. So there's three key components for the Flash plan. Number one, you need to create a weekly goal. And I'm going to put a parenthesis here and be like, if you don't create goals, if you don't have goals in life, you go nowhere, right? Life is about creating goals, right? And so it's trading. So for the first part of the plan, you need to create a weekly goal. What do I mean by this? If you have to pass 10%, right? Because that's the first phase of TradeX Mastery, your goal should be, I don't know, something like I want to, do 3% this week. I want to make 4% this week, create a goal in percentage, how much you want to grow your account to be able to pass it this week. You go into the week of trading, for example, tomorrow, Sunday, it's when we start trading. You don't start your week just trading. You start your week with your goals because you're going to work towards them. Okay. So the first step is create a weekly goal. Second, don't make 40% of your goal target per day. Now, what do I mean by this? This is not a rule from TradeX Mastery. No, this is a rule from the plan. And the rule, this was created so that you stay consistent, so that you don't think that this is a casino that you can make all the money in one day. No? And so don't make 40% of the goal target per day. And I'm going to explain what this means. And last but not least, create a daily goal. Again, we're creating a weekly goal and we're creating a daily goal. Okay. So how does that look like in numbers? As you can see over here, I have a 50K example. And so over here, let's say I want to make 2.5% of my account in the next week that starts tomorrow, right? On a 50K account, that equals to $1,250. Okay. Now, I don't want to make $1,250 in a day because that ruins my goal. I want to be able to make 1,250 throughout the week. And so in order to do that and to not make 1,000 in a day, I need to do 40% of that. I need to avoid 40% of that or 50%. You can choose between those two. 40% will be 500 and 50% will be 625. So we're going to leave it as the example that's showing right now. And so I don't want to make $625 in a day because guess what? If I make that in 2 days, then I will make my weekly goal in 2 days. And that's not the goal. Again, The goal is to build consistency for you to be a disciplined trader. Okay. And now, last but not least, we should have a daily goal. The daily goal should be half of this. Okay, should be half of this. If you notice over here, half of 620 is 312. Okay, so my daily goal is to make $312 with the plan and with this weekly goal. Okay, so that's my goal. Now, how do I do that? Now, I set limitations and I set rules for myself. Hey, I only need to take 3 trades. You guys know I call a lot of trades, right? But I don't need to take all that. I only need to take 3, right? Or maybe 4. You can set this for yourself, right? For the example, it's 3. If I want to only take 3 trades, that means I need to make $104 per trade in order to reach the 312. Does that make sense? So I need to make $104 per trade times 3 because I'm only taking 3 in order to make $312. Super simple. Who here has made more than $100 taking trades from Akashx? Type it in the chat. I want to see who here has made more than $100 in a singular trade from the Akashx traders. Okay, so a lot of you, right? A lot of you. So it's very possible. Now, how are you going to get that done? Depending on the lot size and depending on the TP you want to exit. Okay, so if you see over here, I divided it in the 3 first TPs, TP1, TP2, TP3. Okay, if you're taking a trade, first of all, you only take 1 trade per trade call out, right? Because a lot of you, I've seen this, a lot of people think when I call or when an educator calls a trade that they should open 5 trades within that trade because it has 5 TPs. At least with my style, that is not a thing. Okay. If another educator has it that way, great. But just know that if you're following, my trades, again, you're following my trading plans. And so you only take 1 trade per entry. Okay. Now, where do I put my TP? That's where you're going to come. And if you're using the flash trading plan, this is where you're going to start understanding more. So if you want to make money quick, if you want to make the $104 quick, you're going to exit at TP1. You're going to exit at TP1. Why? Because we hit TP1 at least 90% of the times. And again, I'm not saying this to brag or do anything like that. It's just facts. It's just math that I've been doing to analyze, my TPs and so on. So if you want to make money fast and get your goal, then you exit at TP1. So where do you put your TP? TP1, all right? Because it's usually 20 to 40 pips, all right? And with that, you will make $104. Now, what's the lot size you should use for a 50K account in order to make $104 at TP1? It's this one right here, 0.34. If you have a 25K account, well, divide this by 2. If you have a 100K account, then multiply this by 2, okay? But for this example, it's a 50K account. So if you have a 50K and you want to make $104 exiting at TP1, this is your lot size. Now, let's say you don't want to risk a lot because again, we hit 90% of the times TP1, but what about the other 10? If you lose a trade, you're going to lose a lot more here. That's why this plan is one, aggressive and fast, okay? But if you don't want to lose a lot, but you still want to make the $104, then you pick TP2 as your exit. Okay, with that, you're risking way less, but you're still making $104 if it hits TP2 or when it hits TP2. Okay, now let's say you definitely don't like risk, you like more conservative things. Well, then exit at TP3. TP3, you will use a really small lot size, but you will still make the $104 with the 50K account using this lot size. Okay, 0.08. That's it, guys. Only use those 3 TPs And depending on number one, how much you like risk and how aggressive you are, you're going to pick the TP you want to exit. All right. It's that simple, guys. Now let's go and talk about the next trading plan. This trading plan is for the scanner. I don't know if you guys have had the chance to go over the Smart Cash scanner. That's the one I use. But if you're using that, you gotta use this trading plan. Okay. This trading plan is very disciplined as well. If you lose one trade, you stop trading. The scanner is very precise, calling buys and sells. And the scanner is intended for you to only risk between 30 to 40 pips to make 30 to 40 pips. Okay, it's a really fast one too, and really precise. And that's why, the number one rule is if you lose one trade using the scanner, just stop. Come back later or come back the next day. Okay. And so what is the intention of this trading plan is for you to only take 2 to 3 trades, consecutive wins. Okay. You're risking 30 to 40 pips to make 30 to 40 pips, and we're risking 0.3% of our accounts per trade. Okay. So what does that mean, or what does that look like? You're risking $150, all right, to make $300 or $450, depending on, the amount of trades you're taking. Okay. What's the lot size you should use? 0.37. Will risk $150. All right. Again, if you have a 50K account, I already did the homework for you. It's right here. You can take a screenshot. If you have a 100K account, multiply this by 2. If you have a 25K account, divide this by 2. That's simple. Okay, guys? So if you're using the Smart Cash scanner, this is your trading plan. Okay. Now, last but not least, the master trading plan. This is the first plan that I introduced to Akashx long time ago. And this plan is for those of you that don't like to risk a lot, but that you still want to see some progress. Okay. What do I mean by this? This plan will have you risk 0.1% per trade. That's not a lot. That's like the minimum of the minimum. Okay. For example, in a 50K account, it's $50. That's how much you will lose when you're using this trading plan. $50. Now, the only difference between this one and the other ones is that with this, I will have you take up to 5 trades. For some people, that's a lot. For some people, that's okay. Okay. But 5 trades, meaning that if you take all 5, you will risk $250 to potentially make 500 or more. Okay. This plan, guys, this plan will have you wait until TP5. Okay. This plan will have you wait until TP5. And so if you look over here, I divided this in 2 sections. 1, if your account is positive. 2, if your account is negative. I'm not going to ask which side you are on. Okay. Don't worry, but right? Your account negative means that the initial balance is under that, right? So if you have a 50K account, your balance is 49,500, right? So your account is under the initial balance, meaning your account is negative. Positive, you already know what that means. You're in profits, okay? So if your account is positive, this is your guideline. If we hit TP1, you don't do anything. You don't do anything, just, oh, congratulations, TP1. If it hits TP2, then you move your stop loss to break even and you close partials. Okay, closing partials means you're closing half of what you risk and you already secure some profits. You already secure profits, and then you move your stop loss to break even, meaning you don't have anything to lose. You let the trade ride. Okay. Now, if it hits TP3, then you move your stop loss to TP1 or TP2. Meaning, number one, you already closed partials over here. And if it hit TP3, you're just going to move your stop loss up. Meaning, if it comes back, it's going to take you out in profits. And you already secure more profits. Now, you do the same at TP4. It hits TP4, then you move your stop loss to TP3. You start doing a trailing stop per se, but I don't really use trailing stop because, again, I like to set my own, stop loss. And so if it hits TP5, the trade already closed in profits. Okay. Now, if your account is negative, The rules are kind of the same except for TP1. Okay. If it hits TP1, you must close partials. And you guys can see that I put must in capital letters. The reason for this is that you cannot afford a loss. If your account is negative, let's be serious, you cannot afford a loss. You want to make money. You don't want to lose money, right? And so you close partials and you secure whatever, that partial is, whether it's 5, 10, 15, 20, $50, whatever that is, you secure half and then you move your stop loss to break even. And then I know I'm gonna have a lot of people be like, but Joel, the trade came back and took me out in the stop loss break even. I didn't lose anything, but I didn't make a lot. Congratulations, you didn't lose, right? Wait for the next trade. Because remember, with this trading plan, you take 5 trades. So stop loss came back, that's okay. You wait for the next one, and then you're gonna repeat the same over and over, and you're gonna find out that if you do that, your account is gonna grow. Okay. Now, let's say the trade didn't come back. It just kept going up and up. Then if it hit TP2, you're gonna move your stop loss to TP1, right? If it comes back, it will take you out in profits. And if it hits TP3, you already know the story, right? You start moving your stop loss up as we hit more TPs. And that's the master trading plan. The master trading plan, it's a conservative, it's a good plan that I recommend brand new people to start with, right? Because you don't want brand new people to start with a flash trading plan because they're gonna get freaked out. They're gonna get scared. And if they don't like risking, then they shouldn't start with this. But if you're brand new, just start with this one, get used to trading, and then you can move on to the next one. Okay. Now, if you miss something that I said, if I'm talking too fast, I'm sorry, but you can come back and watch these videos on the Akashx platform. On my session replays, I have all of the trading plans on their own individual video that you can watch and review, take notes again, and just start applying. Okay. Now, same thing, if you never used this market scanner, if you want to give it a try, you can come watch this explanation video, which I show how to use the scanner and how to make money using the scanner. And that will be it, guys. That will be my part of the presentation. Last but not least, before I send it over, guys, trading is amazing. Trading is a blessing, and I can't even tell you how many people's life we changed in Akashx because they took the decision and they stayed disciplined. Because one thing is, just enrolling into Akashx, but another thing is it's making it happen. It's being responsible, taking the right decision to get this to the next level. And I always said, we're here to make the better version of ourselves. And we will accomplish it with your help. Okay. Everybody is gonna be the better version of themselves. And I know that's gonna happen. So thank you so much, Senpai, for inviting me. I'm gonna get it back to you, brother. Thank you so much, guys, for being here.
Thank you, Joel. Everyone, drop some ones in the chat if you learned something from that training, guys. That was absolutely amazing. I loved how it was so formatted, very professional, right? You knew exactly what you were talking about, as always. Let's see, I got my spotlight on. Okay, guys. So we that was a great trading training. Okay. And for those of you that didn't understand what he was training and teaching on, right? You should go through the academy. You should go through his educator training series. You should hop on his live sessions, right? And see the application of these concepts that he's talking about. Okay. And then the next time that he's able to do a training, or the next time that you have the opportunity to be trained under him or watch his live sessions, right? The more and more things that you'll start to pick up. Okay. So remember, guys, it's all about repetitions, right? It's all about those repetitions. So now, the next person that I want to bring up here, okay, this is someone who I've been through thick and thin with, okay? You guys don't understand. So when I first got started in this industry, right? I was the one that swiped up on his Snapchat stories. I've been wanting to learn how to trade and invest in the markets for a long time. Okay. When I was 16, I was kind of exposed to the space, but I wasn't able to really do anything with it at the time. Now, 2 years later, when I was 18, I saw this guy named Josh popping up on my Snapchat story, right? I saw that he was doing a lot of amazing things. And it seemed like he was helping a lot of people. And guys, when I'm partnering up with someone, one of the biggest things that I look for is one, are they a good person? Okay. And you can get to know someone just from that conversation, right? That initial conversation. Number two is I want to partner up with someone and also learn from someone who I know is going to be successful no matter what. Okay, no matter what comes their way, they're going to be successful no matter what. And this is one of those individuals that you cannot tell they won't be successful. You cannot tell that they won't achieve everything that they want to go and achieve. Okay, so now since we've been partnered up, guys, he's done so much, so well in the trading space, right? Multiple six figures. He's done so well in the network marketing space, right? Multiple six figures. Okay. And although we've had a lot of trials and tribulations with different programs and all these kinds of things and setbacks, right? They all have led to this moment. And he's even become a hedge fund owner in the state of Minnesota, right? If you guys don't know what that means, right? That basically means that you are licensed by the state and you can manage millions of dollars of capital of other investors' money. Okay. And you have traders to do so. So I've seen this guy develop so much, excel at so many aspects of things. He has a social media marketing agency. And now, just yesterday, right, in this company's compensation plan, right, him and my brother Jay Patnode, his business partner, they have hit the 100K affiliate rank. Let's go. Drop some 100s in the chat. Come on, guys. This is absolutely phenomenal. Okay. We haven't announced it yet into the group chats, but I wanted to give a quick shout out to them. If you guys don't know, the 100K affiliate is the business building aspect of things, guys, completely optional, but they are such great servant leaders, right? They care about how well the people that are within their organization, they hold themselves to a higher level of responsibility to take care of them, right? To host calls for them, to develop systems to ensure people's success, right? As long as they apply themselves. And so, guys, it's a very big, big privilege and a pleasure. It's amazing to see my brothers excel and perform at the level that I know that they're capable of, bare minimum. Okay, guys, what you need to understand is this is just a stepping stone. Okay, everything that they've accomplished so far, okay, in this company, it's only been about almost 3 months now, right? This is just the launch pad to greater and greater things. Okay, so if you guys understand, right, to super affiliate we go. And so now I want to bring my brother Josh Amundsen on. Drop some ones in the chat, guys. He's gonna spit some amazing game. All right, so make sure that you're taking notes. Okay, so let's go, Josh. Take it away.
Awesome, man. I'll go ahead and spotlight my video. Well, I appreciate that a ton, Tippa. Obviously, everyone on the call, thank you guys so much. We've had a phenomenal experience inside this company so far. Some of you maybe have been here longer than 3 months, like we've been here, but it's been amazing nonetheless. Like the leadership, the CEO, Josh and Jenna, them as a power couple, and obviously running the company is like phenomenal. It's amazing. I've been in other companies, other opportunities, and it's just ran like a circus show. And so it feels good to be in a company with people that know what's going on. They know how to run a company. They're nice. They're fun to hang out with. If you guys ever go meet Josh and Jenna, they're great people. And just obviously having this entire community here, nothing would be possible without, obviously, our team inside of the company, but the company itself, everyone on this call, really, not one person, makes up everything for a business, right? Not one person determines everyone's success. Not one person determines your success. It's a collective. It's all of us that make this opportunity so great. It's literally every single one of us. So I appreciate you a ton, Tippa. I want to give a big shout out to Tippa, who is opening the call. You know, I believe it was a few, it was when we were in Dubai, hit the rank of 25K. Let's go. Absolutely amazing, guys. That's 25,000 volume inside of his business on a monthly basis. That is a unreal achievement, man. You know, and I remember when he was 18 years old and he swipes up on my Snapchat story and he's like, "Hey, man, I want to learn how to trade." And I'm sitting there like, okay, let's do it. And I watched him go through the ringer. I watched him go for years developing himself, right? And I'm just very proud of you, man. It's unbelievable the level of leadership that you give to the company, that you give to everyone around you, right? You use so much of your energy to help people get to their next level. And so it's real servant leadership. I'm super proud of you. And we're just getting started, right? So I'm super excited, man. But guys, we'll go ahead and get into some stuff. I'm going to try to speak slowly because what we're talking about is going to be really, really important. Okay. This is going to be important, you know, in terms of you being a business owner. This is going to be important of you learning how to build your own business, right? I'm 27 years old. I'm from Minnesota, out in the United States. I love traveling. You know, I love people. I'm a blue, the color blue, if you guys know what that is, right? If you know the color wheel, there's reds, you know, they're like work, work, work. All right, then let's have fun. There's blues. I like to have fun and work at the same time. There's yellows, which are amiable. Let's all be friends. And there's green, which is analytical, like numbers and data and logic is what I care about. I have a little bit of everything in me. But you know, I've been in the industry now full time for 7 years. I got started when I was 20 years old. I've been trading for 9 years though, but I got started in the network marketing industry at the age of 20 years old, and I had no idea that this was going to change my entire life. No idea. I had no idea how many lives were going to be impacted because of the decision of us getting started. You know, me and my business partner Jay, I had no idea. And so I'm super grateful to be able to be on this call and share with you what I learned over my years. You know, what helped me get to my next level, what helped me be able to make a full-time income from my cell phone, right? Because every single one of you on this call can do it as well. You don't need to be a social media star to make a full-time income. You do not. You don't. I know people that lived in farms in the middle of nowhere, had no social media, and literally just called people and were able to build a full-time income. I think if they can do it, you can do it, right? The only thing that's going to prevent you from getting to a full-time income is a lack of work ethic and a lack of being able to be coached and teached by people who have what you want, like mentors, right? You got to have a work ethic and you got to be coachable and teachable, right? You have to be able to have a high, you know, learning index. Okay. And so let's get into some stuff. Trading obviously takes time, right? I've been trading for 9 years. It takes time to learn this skill. Okay. Uh, your journey is going to be different than every other person on the planet. Every other person on the planet. Nobody is going to have the same journey as you, not even a single person, right? It's you versus you inside of trading, but we're all here together, right? You're in business for yourself. You make your own money. You determine your paycheck, right? You determine how much you're making, but you're not in business by yourself. We do it together as a team, right? Team is together. Everyone achieves more. When I was trading, when I was 18 years old by myself, I sucked really, really bad. Really bad. I was losing money and I all I knew was how to place a trade. I knew how to click buy or sell. And then I knew how to lose money too. So that was pretty awesome, right? But when I got involved with a team, with a community that I was able to actually grow with and ask questions and bounce ideas off of, that's when everything started to change. When I actually got educated and took notes, right? Always have a notebook, ladies and gentlemen. Always have a notebook, trading notebook and your business notebook. Okay. Two notebooks. Okay. A lot of you like to do digital. You know, you take notes on your computer, your phone, your iPad. It doesn't do the same thing as putting pen to paper. It does not do the same thing to your brain as pen to paper. It's a proven fact, right? And so trading is going to take time to learn the skill, though. I've seen people come in 3 months and make $100,000. Not normal. Not normal at all. Tell me a business you can go in and make $100,000 in 3 months. I'll be the first to do it, right? That's a very, very that was an anomaly, right? And then I've seen people, that they got started and it took them 4 years to make $100,000 in trading, but now they're consistently profitable. So what I'm trying to say to you is I can't tell you when it's going to become profitable for you. Hopefully soon. We have an amazing system. Tap the Trade, Joel Arias, all the other educators. This is unreal, right? But I can't tell you when you're going to become profitable. But what I can tell you is if you keep learning, you keep, applying the different stuff that you learn, you come up with a plan and you follow your system for trading, eventually you will become profitable 100%. Okay. It's written down. It's done. That's the answer. Okay. I can't tell you when that is though. But what I can tell you how to do is I can tell you how to go out and be able to create a residual passive income in this business that'll pay you right now. If you want to make money now, we can do that. If you want to be able to, create a guaranteed paycheck every single week from Akashx for helping the brand grow, for helping, share what it is that we're doing, we can do that. And it's amazing, right? What I like to say is during the gold rush, right? A lot of people made money finding gold. A lot of people made money mining gold, right? They made a lot of money during the gold rush. But you know who else made a lot of money? It was the people selling the shovels during the gold rush, right? And so what I'm basically saying is you don't need to have, become the best trader in the world to share it with somebody else and allow them to start their journey. Okay. I heard that quote a long time ago is, you have to allow other people to start their trading journey before you reach your destination, right? Because let's say you don't tell any of your friends or family for 2 years. You're just trading by yourself. And then 2 years later, you're making $20,000, $30,000 a month. After 2 years, you're finally there. Yes, right? Which is coming. Then you go to your friends and family and you're like, hey, so-and-so, now you can learn about trading. Now that I'm having success, now that I put 2 years in, you're allowed to start your journey. That's what I'm saying, guys. Like, we can be the people selling the shovel. We can be the people passing the information on to our friends and family. Let them start their journey, because I'm telling you, this company will change millions and millions of people's lives. 100%. Guarantee it. Okay. So I want to talk about a few things, right? We're having record breaking months in Akashx. Like thousands and thousands of people are getting started. So many other companies trying to copy what it is that we're doing, but their apps aren't working. They don't have a good tech team. They don't have a good, pretty much anything, right? And so we're in a very special moment of time inside this business. If you're on this call and you're in Akashx, you got started at the best time you could possibly get started at. 100%. Right. So I want to give you all huge congratulations for being in the right place at the right time with the right people. Okay. And I say that for myself too. I'm in the right place at the right time with the right people. Okay. But let's talk about, obviously, there's a lot of success that's happening inside this business. We see a lot of leaders that are hitting ranks. We see people passing funded accounts like crazy. I was on a yacht in Dubai and Joel was taking trades on the yacht, and we're having champagne, having a great time, and we're all just clicking tap to trade. And we're winning on the yacht in the middle of the ocean. Granted, we didn't really have too much cell service, but it's unreal what we're doing here. It's literally insane. It's mind-boggling. Okay. But I want to talk about leadership. Okay. Because this company is going to multiple millions of people inside of it. It's going to change the way that trading is done inside of this industry. I guarantee it. This is going to be the house of brands for the trading industry. It's going to be the set standard. This company raised the bar so high for the industry. All the other companies, no one's making money trading. Zero people. Like, I'm telling you, no one. I've seen it. I've been in them. This company set the bar. So with millions of people who are about to come into this opportunity, we need more leaders. Okay. We need more leaders in America. We need more leaders all over Europe. We need more leaders in Asia. We need more leaders in Africa. We need leaders all over the entire world right now in this company to step up big time. Because listen, it's the amount of leaders in the company compared to the amount of people that are about to join. it's too many people that are going to get started. We need leaders to step up and fill that, level of leadership that you have. Every single one of you on this call is a leader, okay? And that's the first thing I want to get into. Listen, if you don't have a notebook out, I want you to take a notebook out and please write this stuff down, okay? This is not things that I made. This isn't stuff that I created. This is stuff that I learned, and all I do is I just pass it along. That's all I do is I just pass the information from people that I've learned from, mentors that have, changed millions of lives, okay? And so the first thing is you got to understand you are a leader. Okay. Every single person on this call, it doesn't matter what your rank is. It doesn't matter how much money you've made. It doesn't matter if you're profitable in trading. You are a leader. Okay. So that's the first thing you got to recognize. Every single person on this call, even if you have just one person on your team or none, you are a leader. Okay. Even showing people what this business is a leadership quality. Telling people about Akashx is a leadership quality. Okay. You and your friends want to go see a movie or go to a restaurant and you're telling everyone about it. That's influence and leadership. Okay. So just showing people is having influence itself. Right. So anybody in this company is a leader. Okay. Now, good leaders show up to training calls. They are on the trading calls. They are showing the plan to people, the presentation. They are involved in the community, right? They're networking. They're leveling themselves up. That's what good leaders do, right? People with 1 to 2 people, sometimes they don't think they are a leader, right? Sometimes, even if you have no people, sometimes you don't think you are a leader. But the reality is, I think the people that, skip trainings, I think the people that don't show up to the trading sessions, I think the people that don't message in the team Telegram chats, right? The people that are skipping company events, those are not leaders, right? So if you're doing those things, you are a leader because that's what leaders do. Okay. Now, it doesn't matter if you have a small or large group. All right. You have influence over other people, and everything that you do starting today duplicates. Everything that you do with your life inside of this company is going to duplicate some way, shape, or form to other people in the company. We are the average of the top 5 people we spend the most time with. You're the average of the top 5 people that you're around the most. So if you're hanging out with 5 people in Akashx and you're skipping calls, you're getting drunk, you're sleeping in late, you're not trading, you're not taking it serious, what do you think they're all going to be doing? The same thing. You have influence. What you do matters, right? And so if you are sponsoring, if you aren't sponsoring people, if you're not showing the plan, if you're not giving out the information to people around the world, that duplicates. Other people won't show the plan. Other people won't share what it is that we're doing, right? Myself, I personally enroll people and I mentor new people and I help create financial freedom for new people. Okay. And the reason why is because that duplicates. I am always thinking about what duplicates. Tell me, everyone on the call, do you guys remember the game of telephone when we were younger, right? Do you guys remember the game of telephone where you'd whisper in one person's ear and they would have to whisper in the person next to their ear the same message, and they'd have to turn and whisper it to the next person and the next person and the next person, right? By the time it got to the last person, it was a completely different message, right? Didn't even make sense anymore. This business is the game of telephone. Okay, this is the game of telephone. When you get someone started, right? Everything that you tell them, all the training, all the coaching, the mindset, the expectations, that is going to duplicate to the next person with the game of telephone. Okay. So it's really important that us as leaders, everyone on this call, is giving people proper expectations. We're giving people the right information. We're getting them connected to the team Telegram chats. We're getting them, fully plugged in with the products and services, right? A bad leader signs someone up and tells them good luck. That's what a bad leader does. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? There's a lot of bad leaders in this industry. Okay, not our company. Our company has phenomenal leadership in this company. But There's a lot of bad leaders in this industry that end up ruining people's dreams and crushing their spirits because they're not duplicating properly. Okay. And so, the basics, guys, for an example, like after meetings, if you're getting drunk, if you're skipping calls, if you're not showing up, if you're not prospecting, if you're not recruiting, if you're not, sharing the platform to people, if you're not stepping up as a leader, these all duplicate. Everything duplicates in this business, okay? And so what I want you to realize is don't sell yourself short of being a leader, because what you do matters more than you think. More than you would ever imagine, what you do matters, okay? Now, just always be watching yourself as a leader, right? Because I believe there's a lot of people on this call that are going to cause a huge wave over the next 6 months here, over the next 12 months here. It's going to be unbelievable what a lot of you do on this call. But I want you to be watching yourself. What are you doing? Because everyone's watching you. Everyone in this opportunity watches each other. We're all watching each other. How do we move? How do we dress? How clean are we? Are they on the call? Do they message in the Telegram chats? We're all watching each other because we're all trying to set the bar higher for each other. We're all trying to level up. We all want each other to get better. So we're watching each other, right? And so what I want you to think about this is, I want you to think about this, okay? I want you to ask yourself, if everybody on your team produced or sponsored as many people as you did last month, would you be happy? If everybody on your team, if everybody in your organization worked as hard as you worked last month, would you be happy? If no, we got to get to work, right? If you wouldn't be astounded, if you wouldn't be so happy about that, we got to get to work. We got to lock in. We got to take this thing to the next level, right? Because there's a lot of people that are coming into this company in the next 30, 60, 90 days. It's unbelievable, right? And so ultimately, this is what you want to do, okay? If you want to be that next generation of leaders, if you want to make an impact, guys, it doesn't matter your age, it doesn't matter your gender, it doesn't matter your ethnicity, it doesn't matter your level of education. You can be a great leader in this industry. I've seen it all. Guys, almost a decade in this industry. I've seen all different types of people have success. It doesn't matter who you are or anything about that. What does matter is this. Ultimately, you want to model your favorite coaches and mentors. You want to model what they're doing. You want to copy what they're doing. You got to act how they act, speak how they speak, and do what they do every single day. That's what matters in this business, right? That goes for trading mentors. It goes for building mentors, the network, the opportunity side. You got to identify a coach and a mentor that you want to try to model after. Okay. You don't have to look like them. You have to do what they do, say what they say, and act how they act. That's it. We can all look different. Doesn't matter. Right. And so when I got started in this industry, Matthew Thayer, Joey Wilson, right? They were who I chose as my coaches and mentors. I chose them in terms of I want to copy everything they're doing. I started replicating my social media to look like them. I started posting the same captions on social media. I was asking them, how many calls a day do you do? 10? I'll do 10 calls a day, whatever, right? I asked them, how often do they trade? What time do they wake up at? How many leaders do they talk to every day? How many messages are they sending out about the business? I asked them all that stuff, and then I just did exactly the same. And that's how I was able to have success, because they had success. Does that make sense, guys? Does that make sense, ladies and gentlemen? We're understanding it, right? It's copy and paste, copy and paste. Okay. Now I want to talk about a couple other things real quick. Okay. So one thing I want to mention is this is going to be important for everyone on this call. All right. So what do you do when you are deciding to become a leader and you're going out there and you're sharing the opportunity with people and they're not responding to you? They're not getting back to you. What do you do when your prospects don't call you back, when they're not messaging you back, right? Has anybody ever had a prospect not message them back, right? Drop a 1 in the chat. If you've ever had someone not call you back, not respond back, right? It's happening to me right now. Okay. This was an important learning lesson that I'm going to share with you right now. Okay. Because time is relative. And I want you to remember that. All right. So the people that you're calling and texting that you want to show the business to, right? Or the people that you've already shown the business to, right? People that you're calling or texting, you're trying to show the business to them, or people you've already shown the business to. Well, guess what? If they aren't responding to you, stop calling them, stop texting them. You're wasting time. That's what I learned. Okay. I remember I saw myself and I'd see like someone I was prospecting and I was like, I've messaged them 25 times. Why haven't they gotten back to me? Unreal. Now that I think about it, I'm like, I must have been so annoying to them. Holy cow. Here's the deal. Okay. They don't really like me enough to do business with me. Exactly. Right. If they aren't responding to you, they probably don't want to do business with you. And that's okay. Right? Guys, I had a list of 200 people that messaged me when I got started in the business. I posted on social media, hey, if you want to make money trading with me, send me your email because no one cares about their email. So I just did that to collect people who wanted to get into trading. And I just annoyed them for a year or two. I got blocked. So many people are like hating me. They thought it was an automated message. They would reply the word stop thinking they could opt out. So I want you to just realize this, they don't want to do it. And that's okay, right? If your people are responding, but they're saying no, that's different. Okay. Following up with people is so important, right? I've had people tell me no for 6 years. And guess what? They just joined recently. One of them's on the call. Okay. 6 years. Six. Right? If they weren't responding to me, that would have been different though. I wouldn't message someone for 6 years if they weren't responding. Right? So the power of following up is very, very important. Okay. But I want you to have this mentality. Okay. It's similar to dating. Okay. If you're asking, a girl on a date and she's not responding to you, you don't keep asking. Right? That's weird. Take a hint. Right. And it's the same thing with ladies to men or whatever the case may be. Same thing with this business. Take a hint if they're not responding and move on. That's okay. I've had so many people, thousands of people over 7 years say no, not respond to me, tell me to get lost. Oh my gosh. I wish I could show you. It's unreal. Okay. Now, this is the goal for this. I want you to have an abundance mentality. Okay. An abundance mentality, not a scarcity mentality. Okay. Have an abundance mentality, not a scarcity mentality. Now, a huge mistake that I see is a lot of people continue to prospect the same old people all the time. They continue to prospect these old people over and over and over and over rather than talking to new people. It's a mistake I see all the time in the industry. You get stuck on loop mode with the same people over and over and over when there's 8 billion. 8 billion. Ladies and gentlemen, 500 people in this business pays you like 140 something $1,000 a year. 500 people. You don't need to spend your entire network marketing career on the same 100, 200 people. Expand. Go in a phone book. Do whatever you got to do. Message people on social media, right? But you need to expand out because guess what? I've made way more money with people that were strangers than any of my friends and family. None of my friends and family joined except one friend. None of them. And they've seen how much success I've had. They've seen me travel the world, 21 countries or so. They've seen me, make a good amount of money. They've seen me, speak on stages. They see me not have to punch into a clock at work for 8 years or however long, 7 years. But your friends and family, they didn't look at me like a business owner. They didn't look at me like someone they wanted to start business with. Right. And so you got to understand if you're just talking to the same people over and over and over, you're never going to find the people you're going to get rich with. Okay. The people that you're going to make the most money with, you do not know who they are yet. You haven't met them yet. That's okay. That should excite you. That should get you super excited to go out and meet people, right? You're flipping the cards on a deck. You're looking for an ace. You're looking for, I'm going to get rich with this person. I'm going to make a ton of money with this person right here, right? You're just flipping through the cards. You know, you got jokers, you got kings, all this stuff. You're looking for aces and your whole life will change. But you have to go out there and meet them. You know, go play cards with a group of people. Go to the gym. Go join some sort of program. Go play pickleball. Do whatever you got to do to meet people. Anything, right? It could be a book club. Okay, literally anything. Okay. Now, talking about this, right? It's important to have this abundance mentality, because this abundance mentality is going to allow you to find the people that you're going to actually build this business with at a very, very high level. All right. Now I want to talk about this now. Okay. So that's what you do when people aren't responding. All right. But talking about this is how to get your people, your prospects, to make a decision. Okay. How to get your prospects to make a decision and stop giving you the runaround. All right. I've had people that are like, maybe, kinda, a little bit interested, right? But let's talk about this, okay? You can waste an enormous amount of time with the same prospects, okay? They're I gotta think about it. You know, they're telling you, I gotta talk to my spouse, my husband, my wife, right? Uh, do more research. This is the number one philosophy of mine right here. I am looking for decision makers. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for decision makers. All right. It tells me a lot about someone if they have to think about it, if they got to talk to their husband or wife or their spouse, right? If they got to do more research, it tells me a lot about who they are. The people that I've met personally that have the most success in this industry are the ones that get started right away. Right away. They're decision makers. If you're that person on this call, if you got started right after you saw the presentation, I want you to put 1 in the chat, just one. If you're someone that got started right after the presentation, I want you to put a 1 in the chat. Okay. Awesome. Now that says a lot about you. You're a CEO decision-making type person. Okay. Doesn't mean that you can't, like, if you didn't get started right away, it doesn't mean that you can't get the high levels. It doesn't mean that. But what it means is that you should learn to make decisions quickly. Okay. Now, decision makers are people that become successful in life. That's just the reality of it. They become successful in life because they're good at making decisions. That's why there's managers. That's why there's bosses. That's why there's CEOs, because they are good at making decisions, right? And the way that you get good at making decisions is you start making decisions faster. You start making them more often, okay? If someone can't make a decision after seeing the presentation, or at the longest, a day or two, right? They're more than likely not the leader you're looking for. Okay? If somebody can't make a decision right after the presentation or within a day or two, they're most likely not the leader that you're looking for. Okay? Now, I want you to stop having an emotional connection to people. Stop having an emotional an emotional connection to people making decisions, right? The decisions that they're making, or getting everyone to join your business. Yeah, there you go. But I want you to not have an emotional connection to people joining or leaving. Don't be emotionally connected to someone, you don't need everyone to join your business. Don't be emotionally attached to it. This is a business, right? This isn't like excuse me, this isn't like a religion. This isn't a family. This isn't a marriage. This is a business, right? Don't be emotionally attached to it. Okay. There's millions of people that would love to join this business. Millions of people around the world, all over the entire planet. People would love to use Tap to Trade. All over the entire planet, people would love to learn from Joel Arias on these calls. All over the planet, right? And so there's no shortage of prospects. There's no shortage of people, right? There's millions of people out there. You just have to talk to them. Okay. And so here's some tips. All right. Like I said, you want to have an abundant mentality, not a scarcity mentality. Scarcity mentality is, oh, these are the only people I know. Oh, I'm not good at meeting people. Oh, I'm not good at talking to people. Oh, I don't want to go out there and meet anyone, right? Oh, I don't want to leave the house, right? You got to do the things that are required if you want to win in terms of building the business, right? So here's an example, right? Let's say you sat down with someone on a one-on-one call or a three-way call and they're not ready to make a decision. Okay, let's say you just sat down on a one-on-one call with someone, they're not ready to make a decision. All right. You need to raise their belief to a higher level. That's the reality of it. They don't believe in the business enough. They're not getting started. You need to raise their belief to a higher level. Now, the way you do that is by, doing a three-way call if you haven't done one yet, doing three-way calls with your mentor, someone that's having success with your prospect. Okay. By inviting them to a larger event in person, have them come to an in-person event in your local area. If there's not any, set one up, right? Be the leader. Okay. By having them get on a trading session, go meet up with them and show them Joel Arias's live trading session. Show them a recording of one, right? You got to expose them more to the business. Show them that this is real, right? Show them the recap of the Dubai trips. Okay. Now, if someone isn't ready to, obviously join the business, guys, there's something called BAM fam. All right. If someone says no to me, what I do is I BAM fam, BAMFAM, book a meeting from a meeting. Okay. Never end a call without setting up another meeting. If someone doesn't want to join with me when I'm on a call, I just showed them the presentation and they're not ready yet, I set up another meeting. I'm like, okay, 24 to 48 hours, let's set up another call. That'll give you enough time to figure it out. I always have another meeting in the calendar. If you get off a call with a prospect and they don't join and you didn't set up another meeting, consider that a failed mission. Okay. You got to book a meeting from a meeting constantly. Always be booking something in the calendar so you can constantly keep the ball rolling for people, right? Here's an important thing, right? If they've been to a couple events, and we're gonna go ahead and switch it up here, guys, in a second. If they've been to a couple events, and they've seen the presentation, they've seen trading calls, uh, and they have enough information, right? At the end of the presentation, when you're closing, you want to let people know this, right? By now, you have enough information to make an informed and educated decision. Okay. This is what I tell people. By now, you have enough information to make an informed and educated decision, right? Are you in or are you out? Plain and simple. Tell me yes or tell me no, but tell me quick because I got to go. Okay. You have the posture. You're setting the tone for the meeting, right? If you're sitting there like, oh, please, oh, please, oh, please join my team, right? They're going to be like, I am in control. They're going to think that in their head. This person's begging me to join. You got to tell them you're either in or you're out, but I got to go. I got a lot of people I got to talk to. This thing's going to the moon, right? You set the posture. Be friendly, be nice, but know that your time is valuable and you need to hold yourself with posture, right? So either way, I tell this to prospect, are you in or are you out? Either way, it's totally cool, right? If you see it and you want to do it, awesome. I'm excited, right? I'm excited to work with you. If not, no worries at all. I really appreciate you coming out. I really appreciate you getting on the call, right? So that's really important, ladies and gentlemen. There's no hostility. There's no arrogance. Always be friendly because you got to understand. I've been on calls with people years ago and they said no to me. But when I ran into them in person years later, they always told me I had a lot of respect for you because you weren't hostile. You weren't arrogant. You were always friendly. Even though I didn't get started, you weren't mean, right? You're building a legacy. Your reputation matters in this. I know some leaders in this industry that if someone says no to them, they start swearing at them. They start yelling at them, right? They block them. They're like, I don't want anything to do with you. That's not building your legacy. You need to be a professional, be kind, but respect your time at the same time, right? If someone has seen the business 1 or 2 times, if someone's seen what we do, presentations 1 or 2 times, right? And they're still saying, I need to do research, all right? This is what an effective leader does. Okay, this is what an effective leader does. They set a deadline. You got to set deadlines for people joining your business. Okay. Now, the most powerful thing you can do is not chase people. That's the most powerful thing you can do is not chase people. Don't be a stalker, right? Set the deadline. Here's an example. Aaron, by now you've seen the information a couple of times, and I really believe you have enough information to make an educated and informed decision. And listen, either way, it's totally cool. I just want to, work with you and I want to help you. So here's what we need to do. Let's set a deadline. Okay. How long do you need to make a firm decision of whether you're going to get started and we're going to crush it or you're not going to get started? 24 or 48 hours. What works for you? Notice in that when I'm talking to Aaron, I told him you're educated and informed enough to make a decision. Yet you still need to do more research. Let's just set a deadline. Okay. Let's set a deadline. How long do you need to make a firm decision if you're going to do this or not? 24 or 48 hours. Give them those options. 24 or 48 hours. Don't leave the question open-ended. How long do you need to make a firm decision? They're going to say, a month. $149. I'm going to need a month, right? You need to set the tone, 24 to 48 hours. 24 to 48 hours. How long do you need? They're going to say 24 to 48 hours. If they say, I actually need a week, I need 2 weeks, here's what you do. Hey, Siri, remind me to talk to Aaron in 2 weeks at 5 p.m. Boop. Move on. Forget about Aaron. Keep running. That's all you do, right? You just set a reminder in 2 weeks, but don't take that person serious. If they couldn't make a decision within 24 to 48 hours, they're not the leader you're looking for 99% of the time. Poor Aaron. Poor Aaron. I totally agree. Right? And so that's really important. The most powerful thing you can do is to not chase people. Have posture. Okay. And so, what you want to do is once they set 24 to 48 hours, choose a time in the calendar. Okay. So in 48 hours at 7 p.m., we're going to get on the call and we're going to get you started. If you're not ready to get started, that's okay, but I need a decision by then. All right. So thumbs up, thumbs down. That's good. Now they're going to tell you either way, right? If they need more time, that's most likely a no. If they need more time to 24 to 48 hours. All right. Sometimes when people are giving me the runaround, right? And then we're gonna pass out to this, but sometimes people, when they're giving me the runaround, like I got to think about it, or I don't know if I have enough time, or I don't know if this is for me, or they're like, yeah, it sounds cool, like it doesn't matter what they're saying. If they say they need to do more research or they need more time to think about it, right? And they don't want to get started on the call, you know what I say? I'm like, Aaron, I totally understand that you need more time, but I just have a question, right? Is this something you actually want to do, or is that just your polite way of saying no? Aaron's like, I need more time. I need to think about this more. Aaron, I understand what you're saying. Is this something you actually want to do, or is that just your polite way of saying no? Either way, it's totally okay. I just want to work with you and I want to make a lot of money and crush it and travel the world. But if you don't want to do it, that's okay too. They're going to be like, yeah, this is just not for me. That's fine. Decision collected. That's all we're doing here, right? I'm going to end this on this, okay? Here's the goal on building the business, all right? There's 2 things, all right? I'm going to talk about I'm not going to talk about it. It's 2 quotes, right? I'm going to talk about how to win, and I'm also going to talk about our job, okay? This is the job in network marketing, all right? The job is to educate and inform people on what we do and collect a decision. That's the job. That's what we get paid for. We get paid to educate and inform people on what we do And then we just collect a decision. Plain and simple. Very easy. We educate and inform, get a decision. Educate and inform, get a decision. That's it. Now, here's the secret to winning in this business. Okay. This is literally the secret. Everyone always asks over the years, what's the secret? What's the secret? How do you win? How do you get to high ranks? How do you do it? Here's the secret. You ready? You have to be able to work for an extended period of time without seeing any physical results, knowing that you're actually getting results in terms that your communication's getting better, your mindset's getting better, your sales are getting better, your leadership's getting better, you're getting better. And then the results will come down the road. Okay. I'll say it one more time a little quicker. All right. You have to be able to work your butt off for an extended period of time without seeing any physical results. Your back office not growing, your legs aren't growing, your check isn't growing. You have to be able to keep working for an extended period of time. It's not going to make sense. You have to just trust it. This is the secret. Knowing that you're getting better internally. You're getting better with sales. You're getting better with mindset. You're understanding the products and services better. You're getting better. And then the results will come down the road. You have to keep going, though, through the hard times, right? Sometimes you have to sell the dream while you're living a nightmare. Okay. But that's all for me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to go ahead and pass this call over. We have one more amazing speakers. One more amazing speaker that's going to be on this call. This is my business partner, right? He's the same age as me. He's 27 years old. He spoke to thousands of people all over the entire world. He actually introduced me to this industry, right? Or excuse me, he was the reason I got started, right? I got started because he was in the business. We were in college, the university, and he was in the business. I didn't want to do it. I said no to other people, but he was in it. And I was like, man, he's in this business. I'm going to do this. Let's go all in, right? And now we've traveled the world together. He's done trading sessions in front of thousands of people. He's made such a big impact around the world. It's unbelievable. And so when he comes on here, I want you to listen to what he has to say and take notes on it, because he's not just trying to inspire you. He's not just trying to motivate you. He's trying to teach you, and you got to write it down so you can use it, and then teach it to people in the future. Okay. So, no further ado, let's go ahead and have him come up. Everybody drop some ones in the chat. Let's get some ones going for my brother, Jay Patnode.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I am so excited. I just want to give a lot of thanks to Josh and Tippa and Joel for all crushing it. This is the best time for me, right? Like I love getting on these calls and being able to not only speak and give back knowledge, but also be able to um, listen to other people that inspire me, right? All of you guys on here inspire me as well. And so it's super exciting to be here. I want to thank you guys. And I also want to go ahead and give a big shout out to the Slovakian team, everybody in Europe, all the people, amazing. Let's go. All the amazing people that I had the pleasure to meet. You guys are all fantastic, and I'm excited to be able to be on here with you guys. So shout out to the Royals, baby. Shout out to the Royals. Let's go, baby. Let's go. But yeah, we won't stay on here for too much longer. I just have a couple of things I want to share with you guys. You know, throughout my entire journey in this industry, it has been such an amazing, transformative time. To think about getting started at this industry at 2021, now being 27, I am a completely different person than who I was. And that's what this business is about. If it's anything that you learned today, is that as you are building your business is also building you. As you are building your business is building you. This industry puts you in positions and has you wanting to strive to be the greatest version of yourself. And that is the best thing in the world. Like I look in the mirror and I'm actually happy about the person that I have became when I look at, who I was 5, 6, 7 years ago. And so it's a blessing. And I hope that is what it is for all of you guys. Hope you guys love every aspect about the business because it is a journey, but it is also such a amazing blessing. And I've never had higher belief in a company, in a system, in the traders, in the leaders than now that I do today. And so much so I've never wore a hat from a company. I've never branded myself with the company's brand ever in my entire life. Anybody that knows me for a long time knows I've never in my entire life would I wear a company's clothing. And I'm repping it proudly here to say that, Akashx, my daily choice is the best thing to ever happen to the industry. We are taking this to amazing heights, guys, and I'm excited to watch and help with everybody's success. Doesn't matter whether you're on my team or whether you're across the world or whether you're here. I want to see every single one of you guys have the most amount of success possible because a rising tide lifts all ships, right? As the company has success, we all get to partake in that. And I want to be able to clap for everybody and all the successes that they have. And so it is a beautiful thing. And that's what I wanted to speak about here today is the belief level, right? Like I am so fired up and everybody is so excited about what's going on because everybody believes that we have the best thing on the market, the best thing to ever come. And it's only going to get better. The CEO is so open to making everything better. Like we are already the best in the industry, but it's going to get higher and better and better and better. And so I want to talk about, some ways to raise your belief, right? Because at the end of the day, if you don't believe that you can have massive success, if you don't believe that you're going to, make $10,000 a month trading, if you don't believe that you're going to hit the 50K rank or the 100K rank or the master affiliate rank, then you won't, right? So you need to believe full-heartedly that you will become those highest versions of yourself. And so I wanted to talk about, ways to raise your belief. The 3 ways that I have found in the industry that's helped me, stay focused, right? Because this journey is like a chart. It goes up and you have some pullbacks. It goes up and you have some pullbacks, but it's always creating new higher highs every single time. And that will be based on your belief. Because when you believe that you can do it, you will do it, right? And so the 3 ways, the very first way that I found in raising your belief is 1, the law of proximity. The law of proximity. Surround yourself with people that have that high level of belief, that have that success. Success, Josh talked about it, but success attracts, right? Success attracts. So if you hang around 5 different people that are all successful or all hungry or all, going for their goals every single day, it will only elevate you, right? You can't grow in an environment where you died at. Let me say that again. You can't grow in an environment where you died at. So in order to have success, you need to surround yourself by successful people, right? You need to surround yourself around people that will raise your thermostat of yourself, that are always vibrating at a high level. Because that's how you keep your mind intact. That's how you keep your energy intact, your emotions intact. You want to surround yourself, the law of proximity, right? The closer you are to people that have success, the closer you are to personally having success. So that is number 1, the law of proximity. Number 2 is a crazy burst of action. I'm talking about all out action. So say, for an example, you were going to message, 30 people over the next week. Instead of that, let's do 30 people in a day, right? A crazy burst of action, giving all out effort, doing everything you need to do on the highest level for a short amount of time. Instead of doing it over the course of a year, let's condense that in the course of 3 months. All that stuff that you said you wanted to do in a year, let's do it in 3 months. 90-day run. 90-day run. I'm talking about all out activity. giving your 110% for a 90-day period instead of giving 30% every single day for a year. So let's give 110% all out action. And then number 3 is let's cut the fat out of your life. This will really raise your level of belief. Let's cut out all the fat out your life. All the things that do not serve you, all the things that do not serve your purpose, your mission, all the things that aren't getting you closer to your goals, all the things that aren't getting you closer to the person you want to become. Let's cut that out of our life. So if you have a problem, if, say you're distracted by your television, take your television out of your room, right? Josh has done this for the last 90 days. And because of that, been able to hit 100K because he took his television out of his room. Stop hanging out with the people that are negative, that aren't in the business, that don't want to see you have success, don't want to have success for themselves, right? Let's cut the fat out of your life. So think about all the things that in your life right now that are holding you back from becoming the highest version of yourself. Let's think about it for a second. Is it your friends? Is it Netflix? Is it partying or drinking or smoking? Is it drugs? Is it, family members? Is it family members that aren't positive towards your vision? You don't have to cut these things out forever, but for a season, right? For a season, 90 days. Let's raise your level of belief because when you cut these people out your life, you're not hearing the negative things that are said every single day. And you can raise your level of belief. And when you raise your level of belief, it raises your level of action. And when you raise your level of action, it raises your level of results. And when you raise your level of results, it raises your level of belief. That's a full circle moment. It's BAR. Raise your level of belief. Then when you believe more, you will do more, right? You will take more action. And when you take more action, you will have more results. And when you have more results, you will have more belief. And it's one big circle, right? But it all starts with belief, action, results. BAR, belief, action, results. So I want you guys to raise your level of belief, raise your level of action, and you will raise your level of results. You don't need to give 120% effort every single day, just for a season, right? In the last 90 days, been able to go to 50K to 100K by just giving all out action for 90 days. 90 days. That's all it takes is one season. Sacrifice whatever it is you need to sacrifice, not for forever, right? If you need to stop spending time with certain friends, family members, do it, but do it for a season. And I promise you, you will have the best 2025, best year of your life that you've ever had in your entire life, right? And so that is how you raise your belief. That's how you raise your belief. And there's one more thing I want to talk about before we close it out. We've been on here almost 2 hours, so I want you guys to go be able to take action and continue with your day. But the last thing is motivation, right? A lot of people say, well, I'm not motivated to go have success today, or I'm not motivated to message people. I don't have the motivation, right? And motivation is just an emotion, right? It's just a feeling. Feelings never last. When you're sad, you'll eventually become happy again. When you're happy, you might eventually feel sadness again. If you're mad, you're not going to be mad forever. Emotions do not last, guys. Emotions do not last, right? And so you have to stop looking at it in motivation, because motivation is emotion, but look at it as dedication. You need to dedicate yourself to your goal, to your mission, to your success. You need to have dedication, because when you're dedicated to something, you wake up every day and do what you need to do, no matter how you feel. If you're dedicated, you're still going to prospect, right? If you're dedicated, you're still going to get on trading calls. If you're dedicated, you're still going to, follow up and do presentations. You're still going to go to events. You're still going to go to calls when you're dedicated. You're dedicated to, say, if you have kids or a husband or a wife, you're dedicated to them. You can't just say, "Hey, I'm going to take today off." Right? Like, kids, I'm sorry. We're not eating today. I'm not cooking today. I'm not talking to you today. We're not going to school. You can't take days off because you are dedicated to that. Right? You're dedicated to being a mother or a father. You need to be dedicated to this business. And when you're, I love that. And when you're dedicated, you will have success because you will every single day wake up and do what needs to be done. And if you do the, let me say this. The only difference between you and someone that is a 50K earner or a 100K earner or a 250K earner is time, energy, and effort. They just put in more time with more energy and more effort for a longer period, right? That's all it is. The only difference between me and Matthew Thayer and Joey Wilson is I haven't put enough time, energy, and effort as they have, right? I strive to be like them, right? But it's time, energy, and effort. So be dedicated, not motivated. Say today is the first day of the rest of your life. Today is the day that you make the change and become the person that you need to be. And every single day, start at 0. If you have 5 people in your business, pretend like there's none, right? If you have 1,000 people in your business, wake up and say, I don't have anybody today. I need to go and pretend like I haven't done anything yet. Always be at level 0, right? Always be at level 0, and you will have massive, massive success. And so I want to leave you guys with one more thing, one quote before we get off here today. And it was something that really changed my perspective because time is the greatest currency in the world. Anybody know why? The most valuable currency. Anybody know why? It's because we can't get it back. We can't make more time, right? It's priceless. You can spend money and you can make money, but you can only spend time. You can't make time. You can't get back the years. You can't get back the 2 hours that you just spent on here. So you need to do stuff that is worth your time. And so I want you guys to understand that things don't happen in a day, but if you let the days go by, things don't happen in a year either, right? Things won't happen in a year. The days are going to pass regardless. The days are going to go by regardless. Now, what you do during those days and during that time is what will give you your outcome, right? Where you are today is all an accumulation of everything that you've done the last year, 2 years, 5 years. And if you don't like where you're at or you want more, you just need to do more for the next 90 days, 6 months, a year, and you will have more in the future. And your future self will thank you yourself so much for all the work that you put in now. I am competing to be greater every single day than I was yesterday. Every single day, let's make it better. And so I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Everybody all around the world that's on this call, I hope you guys got some value from everybody that spoke today. Our job is to help you guys do everything that we've done, but faster and more efficient, right? That's why we teach. It's because we want you guys to have more success than us in a shorter period of time. And so I love you guys. Let's raise that belief. Let's go all in for a season and let's change our lives and our entire bloodline's life forever. Be the person that your family has a picture on the wall because you changed the entire outlook of their entire lives, right? The best thing I ever heard was, how many of you guys have your great-great-grandparents, their picture on the wall? I don't, right? I don't even know who my great-great-grandmother or grandfather was because they didn't do anything to change the generations to come. But if you change your family's generations, if you change the future for all of your generations to come, they will have a big picture of you on the wall saying, Grandma or Grandpa did that, right? They're the reason why I'm here. And so With that being said, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Let's crush this and let's take this thing to the next level because we're only getting started. You are all winners. You are all successful. And you guys are all going to the top because it's the greatest company in the entire world.
Let's go, baby. Jay, I'm gonna have you come up real quick. Super grateful for you, Jay. That was an amazing training. If you guys got some value from Jay, drop a 1 in the chat real quick. Jay got some good value for you. I love listening to him. You know, we live together and I still get tons of value. It's super cool. Everyone, it is very important on Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern time, 12 p.m. Central time. Okay, that everyone on this call is promoting for Josh Swaggle's State of the Union call. Okay, the CEO of the company is holding a very important call on Monday at 12 p.m. Central time, 1 p.m. Eastern time. Every single person in your organization needs to be on this call. It needs to max the zoom out because he's going to talk about some very important stuff for what's to come inside of Akashx and My Daily Choice. Okay, so put it in your calendars. Monday, I believe that is November 4th at 12 p.m. Central time, 1 p.m. Eastern time. Everyone needs to be there and let's go get it. I'll see you guys there. Let's have a beautiful weekend and I appreciate you all. Happy Saturday. Let's go.